to item G, Councilor Wilden.
Thank you. Thank you, Council President. Item G is communication from Hilltop to his honorary down by Grebien and Director Paulo Castro withdrawing there as their municipal advisor. For most of the time, people know me, I speak off the cuff and I speak my mind. I took the time to write some thoughts down tonight because it irritates me. So I'll read that and make it available to the clerk. Here we are once again being informed by city business by the media and being told not to pay attention to the man behind the curtain. I might have bought into that position if I had been made aware of the situation on August 17, 2023, and that is the basis of my issue. Not receiving notice of an issue on a project that we've been asked to support and not keeping the council informed is regretful. This company has detailed concerns that they have given the administration, and I would like to review those concerns, so I'm going to make a motion to have those concerns forwarded to the council for our review. Certain aspects of running city government may not be in the council's purview, and I'm fine with that as long as my colleagues and I are kept informed and feeling that we are being leveled with. We review confidential information all the time, and we are given what is public and what is private, and I believe we have been responsible with it. I believe I was elected to do what is right and not what is popular, and that is the way I rationalized my decision through the years. Running city government is not easy for the administration or the council. I just want it to be done in a responsible, respectable way. Again, those are my comments tonight, and we've had another incident too that when it comes to getting communicated, sometimes we get left out of the loop, and it bothers me when I gotta listen to it on TV versus having first-hand knowledge. And I'm going to say the administration in some aspects have listened to us and tried to do better, but they fall short. And they fell short here, and I think they've fallen short in a couple other instances that we had to deal with recently. So for that reason, I'm going to make the motion that the concerns that the Hilltop Group forwarded to them, they be forwarded to us. That would be my motion.
Second.
No, definitely second the motion.
Motion is made by Councilor Wilden, second by Councilor Moran and Councilor Grebien. And Councilor Gregor. That the entire city council asking the administration to forward to the council the document that detailed or enumerated the concerns that Hilltop Securities had tendered to the city before tendering its resignation as financial advisor. Does that pretty much sum it up?
Yes.
Any discussion on that motion for the document? Councilor?
According to the letter, it specifies, I think these were, I'm going to assume that they were written. So if the actual original concerns were in writing, I think the council should get a
It
full
says
copy.
detail, so the question was whether they were detailed concerns or they detailed the concern. But my understanding is there is a document, so.
I'd like them to provide it to us.
Any further discussion on the motion, Councilor?
First of all, I want to concur 100% with Councilor Wilden, and I agree with you 100% on that request. When I was council president, as you know, we've had issues in the past with the administration regarding communication. I've always said this many, many times. Communication is a two-way street. Sometimes it's a one-way street. It seems like the council is consistently communicating or requesting what they need and offering information. And there are just times where the second floor does not comply. I know, again, being council president with leadership, we've met with them several times back in the days, and we were always told, you know, don't worry about it. Yeah, we understand your concerns. You know, whether we were sorry or not sorry, we'll make sure we're consistent with our communications. And then lo and behold, it happens again. We have to read it somewhere else and hear it secondhand. I know Councilor Mercer and the rest of the leadership, Council President Mercer and the rest of the leadership have met recently, I think, with the administration, advising them of their concerns about this particular incident. But it has to end, it just has to end now. It's happened too many times over the years. It's not just a spot thing, and with this particular project, it is so important and so vital to this city, but I want to see this applied consistently. They need to communicate these things to us as we go along. And again, I'm not going to say that it was done intentionally, but we're talking August. I mean, we even had the update, we had the investors in not too long ago to give us an update on what was going on with the project. And all along, we didn't even know that this letter was out there in August. So, I mean, I hate to say this, but it's embarrassing. Not, I don't think for us per se, I mean, because we always asked to be in the loop. I think it's an embarrassment to the second floor of the administration. And I think they need to, clean up their act in this particular instance and this type of communication. I mean, you can't have this, I mean, for us to work alongside of the second floor, you need to have better communication, and it has to be consistent, and it has to be honest, and it has to be, I mean, all above board. And we just can't see this anymore. We've just seen it too many times in the past. And then all of a sudden it's a slap on the wrist, yeah, we won't do it again, and then we do it again, and then it happens again, and it happens again, and it happens again. It's gotta end. It's gotta end now. I'm asking for it to end now, in a nice way. But let's hope in the future we don't see this again. Because eventually it does put a little bit of egg on our face, and we didn't ask for it. I mean, we're trying to be as honest with our constituents and the public as we can be, and then all of a sudden we're put in a tight situation because we don't know about this issue. So, again, please, I beg of you, don't do this again, all right? Because we're just going to keep making it public, and then the type of relationship that we have will just, it won't be that good anymore or as positive, because it's been pretty positive for the last several years with a few of these instances. But if you keep adding these up as you go along, it's just going to make more of a dent in our relationship. So, again, that's my 2 cents.
Do you mind if I go to Councilor Rubio? Or Councilor?
I just wanted to echo what Councilor Woldenhain and Councilor Moran said. Just communication is important. I didn't feel good about getting this notice. I mean, so far, since August 16th, and we need to do better. So let's do better.
Okay. Councilor Grebien.
Yes, I as well echo what Councilor Woldenhain and Moran, you're all set, and everybody else. So, one of my concerns here is that this is, as everybody said, a big investment for the city, a lot of money, potentially a lot of cost to the residents of the city of Pawtucket, and both the council as an equal yet independent body, this governing body needs to know what we're voting on. We just have an issue that only a couple of weeks ago we voted on an amendment agreement regarding the stadium process, and at no point have we been informed. So clearly, as we pointed out, August 16, 2022 is a long time. This letter was kept from us. And in fact, I believe it was Mr. Ford there at the Coalition Radio who covered this letter. Had it not been, I guess, for the discovery, we could be sitting here not knowing anything about it at all. And my issue also is that obviously it's these issues, whatever these outlined issues are, people, the residents of Pawtucket need to know about it, the council needs to know about it. Because they're apparently serious enough that this Hilltop Securities felt that we could no longer represent the city relative to these bond offering and the stadium transaction. So we're investing, they're asking us to invest into something. People are going to be investing into a taxpayer have a right to know, and council has the right to know. And just as Mr. Glenn Default mentioned, the administration seems to be about 110% away from transparency, and this is part of the reason why, is that even the council is kept in the dark. Thank you.
Did we vote on that motion, Rick?
I don't believe so.
No, we didn't. We just had a second.
I asked for discussion, so any further discussion on the motion to ask for that? In that case, all in favor of sending the communication? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. I'm going to take item G and I together, and I'll be as brief as possible. I want to echo everything Councilor Woldenhain, Councilor Berger, Councilor Moran, and Councilor Rubio said. I was beyond annoyed when I first heard of this letter. So much so that, you know, I was wondering what I was going to do about it. I took a step back to see exactly what it was that was before us or withheld from us, and taken in context with item I, which is Karen Grebien, our bond counsel's answer to Councilor Moreno's question about getting it in writing relative to the TIF bonds, which is the financing mechanism, right? Because the TIF bonds are not the obligation of the city and can in no way down the line be amended to be the obligation. And she said that to us. The statutory site, which was not in there, but I found it myself, is 45-33.2-6, G, subsection G. But it does confirm what we've been told all along, that these are tax incremental financing bonds that are the obligation of the state. And what we will hear from the city about the resignation letter is that that was the TIF bonds that were at question in this are not something in our purview. That's why we weren't told. I suspect that's what we're going to hear. That may or may not be so. It may be that we did not need to know, but we certainly should have known. We certainly should have been told that there was an issue. At the very least, the leadership or even me, so that the council as a whole was not caught off guard if somebody's going to ask them if you were aware of this. I don't know that any of what would have come out from that would have changed our vote on that minor amendment to the lease, but perhaps it could have. So maybe we were not mandated to know, but we certainly needed to know, or we should have been kept in the loop. And it's the same thing, you know, Councilman, you mentioned, this goes back to February. There was something else that we were told, we found out, all of us found out on Channel 12. And Councilman Wildenhain that day got 3 different phone calls from folks, and he said, I don't know, you'll have to ask, we'll have to watch Channel 12 because I'm not told anything by the second floor. Happened again today. I was specifically told yesterday that if there were a public statement coming out today relative to the resignation of Officer Dolan, it would be forwarded to the city council. Well, and when I found out about it, 4:30 when I got my car, and it was originally on Channel 12.
At 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock. So there's communication, two-way street. It just can't continue to happen because it looks worse than it is. You know, if we knew heading in and we could make reasoned decisions based on all the information, we would do that. Finding out after the fact you didn't have all the information, or at least weren't advised about it, is absolutely a perception problem, if not a mechanical problem. So I will echo what everybody said. The administration just needs to do better. I would almost ask that when they decide whether to put cream in their coffee in the morning, they then think about whether or not whatever they're doing that day needs to be shared with the council. So that's how I would look at it at this point going forward.
If I could just have one, and I don't mean to go
Sure.
on topic, just real quick, and I know they need to do better, and I agree with you, Council will be 100%, but I was just thinking, the bottom line is that they need to get their act together. I know that sounds kind of corny or slangy, but they need to get their act together. I think the council has their act together, the second floor needs to get their act together, so hopefully that's going to happen sooner than later.